Hello everyone! It has been a time since I've been on here. It's so nice to see all your beautiful faces, but today I have my tea, I have some books here to talk about, and I just feel like talking. I just felt like coming on here with today's circumstances. I have a lot more free time. I am not at work for these next 2 weeks because of the coronavirus, and what is happening in our country and in the world is pretty remarkable. This is insane. I never thought I'd see the day of this, but I mean, I'm speechless. I just don't know what to think, what to feel, and yeah, so we're here, and luckily we have the internet. So I get to talk to you guys and communicate with the outside world during this really, really crazy time. How is everybody? It has been a really, really long time since I've logged on. I've been just kind of toying with different ideas and directions for my channel because I feel like I've outgrown some of my content and I was just kind of getting bored, and I don't know what you guys want to see either as viewers. So if there's any types of videos that you want to see more of, please leave them in the comments down below. I would love to do that. I've been brainstorming ideas, but the best thing for me is to just log on and just start talking, and really that's pretty much it. I have no plan for this video, but I'm here. So I want to just discuss with you some of my current reads, some of my favorite books that I've read so far this year. I am ahead of my Goodreads challenge, which is really exciting. I purchased a lot of new released books and books that I normally wouldn't read either. Oh, look, there's a puppy paw. There's a puppy paw in the background. There's a puppy paw. She's right here, sleeping. And I've been collecting some Stephen King books, which is really cool. I found this great used book website and Instagram that they run the used bookstore through their Instagram, which is pretty crazy. But I will leave it linked down below for you guys to check out because they have great books and the conditions are like amazing. And you're not going to spend a ridiculous amount of money on used books. So, yeah, so I'm here in New Jersey. We did close my hair salon for 2 weeks, which is probably the best thing we could do because of the circumstances that we are experiencing right now. We want to keep everybody safe. We want to keep ourselves safe. We want to keep our family safe. And that is the most important thing now in America. So definitely, if you can, stay home. It's so important. It really is. I mean, we have so much access to each other through the internet. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of us, don't make money if we don't go to work, but we're all in that position right now, and we just need to embrace life and really take care of ourselves. That's so important. Don't worry about those bills. Don't worry about that stuff right now, because we will have the opportunity to make it up. We will. So in the meantime, I find myself day 2 of self-quarantining, I guess. I mean, I have no symptoms of anything. I'm just, me and my family, we've decided that even though none of us are feeling any type of illness, we don't want to go out into the world. So we did our food shopping. We have 2 weeks worth of food. Hopefully we don't eat it all in a couple days from being stuck inside. And the only thing that we are doing is basically I'm going to my boyfriend's house, which is a mile down the road, and he's coming here. But other than that, our parents are not socializing with other people. We're keeping in very low numbers here. But anyway, reading is becoming a thing for me. I am definitely getting more excited that I have some time to read, but at the same time, I can't focus to read. Now, is anyone else feeling that way? I mean, I can't focus to read because of everything that's going on, and I keep picking up my phone, and I just don't want to keep doing that. So I picked up a book that's really keeping my interest, and I wanted to tell you about it, and that is Sarah J. Maas's, what is it? House of Earth and Blood, Crescent City. I don't really know the title of this book. Is it Crescent City or the House of Earth and Blood? I don't really know, but it's really, really great. It's definitely a more complex fantasy book than I thought it would possibly be. Sarah J. Maas is an awesome human being. I idolize her. I love her writing, although I never finished the Throne of Glass series, by the way, guys, so I should probably do that. But I just really love her, and this book is everything that I could have possibly imagined it being and more. It's so good. It's so, so good. So let me know if you read it. I mean, I don't want to start anything in the comments. Like, if you hated it, you could just say you hate it. You don't need to go into spoiler anything about why you didn't like it, but I think majority of people are loving this book right now. Also, I'm currently reading the Constantly Reading Book Club pick, Needful Things. This is a reread for me. I read it 2 years ago, so I'm listening to it on audiobook, and the audiobook is so good. So if you are looking for a really good audiobook for yourself, if you're someone who is having trouble focusing on reading the pages in a book, definitely check it out because Stephen King narrates it and it's phenomenal. I love it. And he does these voices. There's some music in it. Like, it's really entertaining. I feel like I'm watching it in a movie form, and for some reason, rereading it the second time on audio, it's really registering better in my mind. And because this book has a lot of characters, so he kind of puts personalities on the characters while narrating them, and it's definitely a lot easier to absorb the characters that way. So highly suggest the audiobook if you are following along with the Constantly Reading Book Club, and if you haven't been, what are you doing? Please follow us. My friend Carol and my friend Sandra and I run this book club. It's so much fun. There's been so much discussion. I love the people that are in this group. We have a great time reading these books together. So definitely, if you are interested in reading more of Stephen King and understanding his books a little bit more, follow our book club. It's great. I mean, we have like over 200 people reading with us. So it's really exciting that it's gotten to that point. And maybe we'll do a live show eventually. I don't know. If all of us can get on the same page, because it's really hard, all of our schedules. I mean, Carol's a mom, Sandra works a lot, I work a lot. It's really, you know, it's not easy to get us all together, but we see your messages and we get back to you as soon as we can. So it's a really fun book club, so come join us. It looks like we might be reading Gerald's Game for April. We're kind of taking a break from his thicker, heavier books. So if you are interested in joining, please do. Links are down below for that. Next book that I've been reading is Station 11. I don't know why I picked this up. I do one of those things where like I play with fire a little bit until I get burned and then I just run away. So that's basically what happened with this book. I'm like, ooh, an end of the world book, a pandemic book. I'm gonna read that because that's the mood I'm in, because we're going through that now. Well, chapter 13, I'm just spooked. I'm just spooked. There was a graveyard scene in this and I just kind of got freaked out a little bit, especially with everything going on. I did pick this up prior to really realizing how real this pandemic is, especially in our country. You know, when you think of China, you think of Italy, you're like, oh, well, that's over there, so it's not going to come here. Well, it did, and it came very quickly. So just like Station 11. So yeah, I'm putting this baby down for now until we're out of the woods with this one. Then last month's book of the month for the Constantly Reading Book Club was The Dark Half. I loved this book. This is one of my favorite Stephen King books to date. I don't know what I was doing not reading this book. I mean, I highly suggest this if you were looking for a standalone Stephen King book that has to do with a dark half of yourself, basically. Tad Beaumont and George Stark. George Stark is the dark half of Tad Beaumont, who is a writer, and he used to write under this like surname, just like Stephen King did with Richard Bachman. And then Stephen King came out of the hiding with that and was like, nope, I'm Richard Bachman, they're my books, because he couldn't publish more than one book a year, and his publisher wouldn't allow him to do that, so he was publishing under another name to see what would happen. And of course, Richard Bachman books were very, very popular. So basically, The Dark Half is, I don't want to say it's not a nonfiction, but it's a retelling of Stephen King's life with supernatural elements to it, about him coming out as Richard Bachman. It's pretty cool. It's a really great book. The cover is sick. Like, look at this eyeball. It's so sick. George Stark kind of reminds me of the Hulk a bit. Has that, like, yeah, he's pretty scary. So definitely a great villain in this. Definitely a battle between self. It's definitely a huge metaphor of, you know, the battle between yourself and the two halves of yourself, the good and the bad, basically. So definitely highly suggest picking this up. Pretty much all of Stephen King's books are like metaphors for the worst qualities in people and how to overcome it. So next I have here another book that I didn't finish, I put down, is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. It's not that I'm not into it, I'm just not into it. I don't know why. I think it's just the flowery writing. I'm just getting very confused on what the plot is, and it's starting really slow. It is a classic book, and it's kind of ghostly. I don't know what to expect from this. I really thought it was going to be more of a ghost story, but I don't think it is. I think it's just more of like an internal battle. You don't really know the main character's name. It's very interesting. I will revisit this. I will get back to it just when I'm out of this funk that I'm in. And another book that I finished that I loved was Good Girls Lie by J.T. Ellison. I went and actually picked up a couple more of her books after this because I really love how she writes a mystery thriller. I just really love her writing. I've never heard of her before. Crime by the Book on Instagram recommended this book. She said it was one of her top of 2019, I believe, that she read, and I absolutely loved it as well. It is about a private school, and a girl gets transferred there, and a lot of, you know, secret society stuff, and a murder happens, a couple murders happen, and it's just, it gets pretty crazy. You can't guess the ending, no matter how hard you try. There's so many twists in this book, and yeah, I just highly suggest it. So I picked up a couple more of her books because I'm in love. I found a new favorite author who is a female who writes horror mystery thrillers, and I'm excited. So I also read a couple of other books on my Kindle, and let me get my phone out for you guys. Let's see. So I read, along with Books and Lala and her Goodreads reading group, I read The Other People by CJ Tudor, which I really enjoyed. I had to sit on it for a little while for just my thought process to kind of just click, because after reading that book I was like, oh my goodness, what did I just read? But that's how I feel about all of CJ Tudor's books. She takes it to that extra level of crazy, and I really enjoyed this book a lot, so I highly suggest The Other People. I don't want to give too much away, but it does take place in, like, with alternating timelines along with alternating perspectives, and you don't know how, you don't see the ending coming. You just don't see it. So definitely check it out. It's about a family whose daughter gets kidnapped, and the father doesn't want to believe that his daughter is dead, even though he is being told that his daughter is dead. The twist happens quite early on, but how it unfolds is pretty crazy. So highly suggest this book if you haven't read it already. If you didn't join in on this huge group read of this book, I really enjoyed it, and it's probably one of my favorite books that I read so far this year. The next I read, The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. And now this book, for the first 50%, I was just going. I was like, this is a great book. This is amazing. And then, boom, I hit a wall. At 50%, I was like, literally, it crashed and burned for me. I enjoyed the story. It kept me entertained, but the last half of the book, really, everything just changed, and I did not like the direction it took at all. That's the one thing that I hate about these thrillers today, is that every author is looking for that perfect twist that's going to throw readers like against the wall and be like, oh my god, what did I just read? This book, let me tell you, did that, but then also was like, oh, what am I reading? What? I don't even, this is stupid. This is stupid. So that's how I felt about it. I still had the shock factor, but it was more of like, this is not good. This is not a good story now. This is not good. So I finished it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars because I was entertained for that first 50%. But other than that, no, that's it. So that's pretty much all the books that I've been reading so far this year. I've started a lot of books and stopped a lot of books. I wouldn't say I DNF'd them. I will revisit them later on. But this year, I vowed to do more of a mood reading for myself. So that's what I've been kind of doing, you know. Like I said, I'm going to concentrate on reading Sarah J. Maas's book. It's going to take me probably the rest of the month to finish it. So hopefully I get some more reading done today after I film this video for you guys. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to hop on here and talk to you guys a little bit. And it's been a while since I've done this, so I feel like I have so much pent up stuff to tell you guys, and I just can't get it all out in one video. But this video is to kind of just restart my channel, recharge it a little bit. I'm feeling so much better in my mental health lately. I mean, minus the outbreak of this virus, but other than that, I've been doing so much better. I'm feeling so much better. I've just been so busy and I haven't had time to jump on here. But now that work is out of the equation, I have the time. So I will be on here, you know, pretty often just to talk to you guys. But as of right now, that's all I have right now for my current reads. I've read a couple short stories. I read The Library Policeman by Stephen King, which I actually really enjoyed that story. So if you are looking for a short story that's 200 pages, check out The Library Policeman on, I believe it's in 4 Past Midnight, his short story collection. Really exciting book. Well, it's a book. To me, it's 200 pages, but really exciting story. It's interesting. It's very King. Yeah, so. But other than that, I have nothing else to talk about. Actually, I do have one more thing. I purchased Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. Now, I know I said I was done with Cassandra Clare, but I really loved the Infernal Devices series so much that she wrote. I mean, I could do without Clary Frey on any day. For some reason, I love how she writes historical fiction, supernatural stories, and I really love the Infernal Devices, so I'm excited that that world is kind of going to continue on in Chain of Gold, and I'm looking forward to getting to that. So that is probably going to be what's up next on my reading, along with any other Stephen King books that are part of the Constantly Reading Book Club. I have purchased so many books in the past year, and they're like backlist books, so I'm going to try to get to those this year as much as I can. I would love to do buddy reads with you guys, so if there's anything you want to read, you know, keep on top of my Instagram if you don't follow me on Instagram, because I have been pretty active on there. I'm definitely a lot more active on my Instagram than I am on here, because it's just a lot to film and edit videos, and I tend to just rail on, so editing is a process. So that's pretty much it. But I'm glad I got to speak to you guys today on this amazing platform. I'm so happy that we have the internet and that we could still, from our homes, contact each other and say hello, and I'm well, and I hope you guys all are well too, and doing everything you can to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. So happy reading, enjoy your books. This is almost like a moment, unfortunately, due to the circumstances, they suck, but we all have been wanting this moment to stay home and read our books, so we kind of have that. So let's read, let's talk, let's buddy read, let's have discussions on Twitter, let's have discussions on Goodreads or Instagram or whatever platform you prefer, and let's keep ourselves entertained during this process. So luckily, I'm sure we all have plenty of books to read, right? So on that note, I will be talking to all you guys soon, probably more towards the end of the week. I'll have another video up. And yeah, I'm just glad to be back. I'm glad to be here. So enjoy the rest of your week. Everyone stay well. Please stay well and stay home. On that note, I'll be talking to you guys soon. Bye!